Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Going to be going through the watch list for tomorrow and next week. You can see I got quite a few names here, long and short. Let's get right into it. PCVX, favorite long setup at the moment in the market. It's biotech. It's had a huge move up over, I think it's a 70, what are we at? 100% here from this gap up. We're now consolidating for about 16 days. We have the 10-day, the 20-day SMA have caught up to the stock. Any more sideways we get in this is just a bonus for the breakout. For me, it's already a good enough setup to take long at this point. Next, we got MEDP, consolidating after another big gap up. Not as clean. I would like to see this one go sideways for a few more days, maybe test this level that it's been, having trouble at, 224, and then break out from there. DXCM, another one that's gapped up and consolidating. It had the 10 and 20-day catch up. It tried to break down under this 112 support level, reclaimed very quickly. So, if this can go sideways one more day, I'd probably take it over this range, over the 10 and 20 crossover. TNGX, another biotech name that made a big move up and is now consolidating, trying to build these higher lows. It's failed a breakout here. It's a little bit choppy for now. I'd like to see this fill out this flag a little more, go sideways in a tighter and tighter range before breaking out over something like 7.84. HDSN, one of these undercover names that kind of has been grinding higher and hasn't really declined all year. It kind of broke out of this base. Now we're up 40%-ish, consolidating in this range. Ideally, give it time to fill out in the 20 to catch up before breaking out. But, it's already maybe not a 5-star setup, but a 3-star setup. So ideally, let the 20-day catch up and then breaks out. ABCL is one I'm watching for more of a day trade setup. You have these 3 kind of days where it's bouncing off the 10-day. If it can get tomorrow open up over this range and break out, I'd take it for a day trade. Chewy, another one I'm watching here, kind of moved up off the lows. It's rallied with the market a little bit. If the market continues, it'll probably continue. I'm looking to day trade this one as well. It's consolidating here in a fairly tight range, more of an hourly setup. You can see if it breaks over this 42.50 level, I'd look for a long. If not, if it goes sideways one more day, it's even better, and I'd take it over the 42 level. As for the short setups, we got a couple bear flags and breakdowns. My favorite one out of the list is RCMT. At first glance, might not be a typical bear flag or breakdown setup, but I took something very similar to this in 2022 that worked out really well. It's kind of been consolidating in this range after a big move up. Failed to break out here. That's the first sign I look for. So we have a failed breakout over this trend line. It's now under every single moving average. We have the 10, 20, 50, and 200 day. It's trending below each one. It put in this pretty hard sell-off down to these trend line support levels. It's now building this little H pattern. You can see I'm looking for it to break under this 14.75 level, $15 level, and have a continuation move under here. The one that it reminds me of the most is when I took this short on FLGT. Same concept. Big move up, consolidating in a long range, failed to break out, traded below all its major moving averages, built this little H, whatever you want to call it, had a support level. I shorted it under this $80 range, and I covered most of it, I believe, around $60. MOS is another one I'm watching as a short setup. It has a similar concept to the previous setup in that it has a long trend line that it's trying to find support on. It broke it a few times and reclaimed nicely. Now it's failed to break out here. It's under its moving averages. This one still needs work. Ideally, I'd like to see it test this $47 level again, bounce off of it, and then break under. I'd like to see it, have a little range and then fade under. The sector isn't very strong as well. The only one left in the sector that is strong is CF, but you can see there's a lot of other names like IPI that have already broke down, and they're basically in stage 4 downtrends at this point, and I don't see why MOS cannot join them. COMM, another one building a bear flag. It's a beaten down stock, made a move up, tried to reclaim its moving averages. It's failing so far, only finding support on the 200 day and now kind of curling with the 10 days. So it's not ready yet. Ideally, I'd like it to test the lower bounds of this trend line, fill out this flag here, and then break below it, but not ready yet. KAMN, another super weak name. If you look on the weekly chart, it's back down to levels it was in 2009. So yeah, we're watching this one here for a continuation move to the downside. Also reclaimed its 10-day for now. I'd like to see us test the lower bounds of this bear flag, fill out a little bit, and then break under. MSTR building another bear flag here. I like it because Bitcoin is still very weak. This one is near its all-time, well, not all-time low, it's yearly low, and it's building a bear flag. It reclaimed the 10-day again here, so we want to give this one time to fill out. We want moving averages to catch up. We wanted to test the lower bounds of the bear flag before breaking to new all-time lows. PAGS, this is a different setup I'm looking at here. It's still a breakdown setup, but just because it's tested this 950 level several times, it now gapped down and tested it on big volume again. What I'd like to see ideally is this stock to go sideways, something like building lower highs for a while, let the moving averages catch up, and then break under the 950. So this one's, I'm just going to have on a secondary watch list, and I'm going to be watching. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. LUNG, very weak stock here. Came down on huge volume, now kind of consolidating, building these higher lows, but it's in a pretty tight range, still below all its major moving averages. Maybe if the 20 can catch up or it fills out this flag and then breaks under, I'd take it for a short. If you've made it this far in the video, just to let you know, I'm be giving away 5 free mentorship opportunities to people. It's a monthly cost $129. I'll be giving 5 away for free. I want to help 5 people getting started and learn these setups. If you're interested, leave a comment in the comment sections or DM me on Twitter or leave me an email. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving.